So, Bud, it's been, what, almost half a century since you proposed the revolutionary idea of catch and release, letting fish go.
Yeah, I grew up as a fish catcher and a fish keeper,
Yep.
and we didn't care what kind of method. Sucker meat, bullheads, grasshoppers, angleworms, night crawlers, flies, Colorado spinners, and it was a rule, you had to get 25 to have a good day, and kept them all. And then I would give them to our neighbors, You got so they wouldn't answer the door. And then I acquired my shop at West Yellowstone in 1952,
Yeah.
and I met fishermen from the East, the famous names from the East, and they already at that point were into catch and release. So that's where I found out, hell, you don't have to eat them, you can put them back and catch them again. So that's why I started promoting catch and release, probably in the early 1950s. I had a catch and release club in my shop. I had a lunker club. If you would tell us where you caught it, but you put it back and give us the information, we put it in a logbook. Anything to encourage them to get some acknowledgement, but put it back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it built the industry in the West. I mean, it
Well,
really
the fishing now is better than it was when I grew up in the 1930s. 1930s, we talked this morning, was mostly a hatchery philosophy.
Put and take.
I didn't know that, I thought they were all wild. Hell, we were catching them hand over fist, They'd only been in there about 20 minutes.
But it must have been gratifying to see the concept gain acceptance and spread across the country the way it has.
One of the big things we did is when we introduced it into Yellowstone Park, we changed Yellowstone Park from a meat fishery to a sport fishery. And I worked with those guys closely in the 1960s. And we made Yellowstone Park, the Madison, the Firehole, the Yellowstone, all those Slough Creek,
sure.
Lamar. And their fishing just went way up, Yellowstone Lake, they used to jerk them out. One time they surveyed the garbage cans around in the park before this. 400,000 fish had been thrown away.
Oh, that's awful.
Isn't that awful?
That is.
Yeah.
Well, do you think, I mean, pressure is obviously increasing every
Absolutely.
year. Is catch and release enough?
No.
What else needs to be done?
There's a new program that we're trying to develop. Did you find the letter that I wrote called Bud Lilly's Best Friend?
I have not.
I told Bill about it, and he was going to try to track it down. We go through that. The present day people are trying to do catch and release, but they handle them too much. And they're developing a fungus. And that's becoming very serious.
Yes.
The fungus develops from, taking away the covering on their skin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we're trying to get them to keep it, we call it keep them wet.
Wet the hands first and
Trout Unlimited is also following the same program nationally. So the new deal is that it is not only catch and release, but do it right.
yeah.
Otherwise, you're killing fish. When we first did this thing, Yellowstone Park did a survey of catch and release. Even if you do it right, you're going to lose about 20%.
20%.
20%. By exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
One day the superintendent of the park used to come over and we'd have coffee together on Sunday morning. He drove down along the Yellowstone River in the park to check and see how people were responding. He said he saw one guy trying to release his fish with his foot on the fish, trying to get rid of it.
That's not going to work well.
That's one of the hazards of catch and release.
It's true.